Hello and welcome to the Intermission podcast. I'm Fabian. That's Isaiah. We're a Dallas sports podcast, and got some stuff to talk about this week.
Some pretty disappointing news first, though.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into the stars. Uh, yeah,
Stars lost.
Stars lost. Stars unfortunately exit the playoffs, losing in the Eastern Conference Final for the third straight year, the second straight year against the Oilers. Uh, and in a much deeper, much more succinct fashion in only 5 games after winning game one. Um, but yeah, let's get into the series. So, I honestly think that the Stars played better in that series than what the record says and what the scores say. Game one, we obviously had the third period comeback that we had been doing all the playoffs, but it was just kind of the Stars brand of hockey. But obviously that's not sustainable. You can't expect to do that every game. Game two, we kind of got destroyed. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna lie. We did get pretty dominated game two.
Yeah.
Game three though, obviously the score. Game two was three. We lost 3-0. Game three, the score ended up 6-1. Okay. Otter had a pretty bad game. He let in 6 goals on 24 shots. And Stuart Skinner had a good one. He only let in 1 goal on 30. But beyond that, I think we had a decent game. I mean, we had spots where we're getting momentum, but then it got interrupted by a penalty we took, or we just couldn't capitalize on our momentum. I mean, partially because Stuart Skinner played such a good game, and he did. But again, when we had like a lot of momentum, then we took a dumb penalty and lost all of it. And they capitalized on their chances, especially again in this game. Otter didn't have a great game. And in game four, we lost 4-1. Again, Stuart Skinner had a great game, and we had bad penalty kills. So, I think overall game four, like game three, I think we had a good game, and arguably we were the better team, but goaltending sort of took us out of it. Game four, I don't think it's even arguable. We were the better team, and they just had good power plays, and they had good power play goals. We lost 4-1, 2 power play goals, and then they scored 2 empty netters to make it 4-1. Again, I think we were the better team completely in this game, and their goalie / the penalties we took, just we couldn't win it. But going into game five, I was pretty decently confident we were going to win at home. I mean, I think we were the better teams in game 3 and 4. 3 is debatable, but at the very least 4. We were coming back home, which we've done great at home, and the team seemed confident. Obviously, game 5, immediately the first 2 shots go in. One of the first ones on a power play after Maverick Bork took a dumb high stick, and during his first shift in his first game of the playoffs. I don't know. I feel like DeBoer moved the lineup around too much. I don't think. I mean, I like Maverick, but I don't think he should have been in the game. I think Daddy should have came back in. Dadonov. It's it's tough. But after those 2 goals on 2 shots, DeBoer pulled Ottinger. And here's the thing: I was watching the game with some of my family, with my dad, and he really hated the move. And I don't know. I think in that first period, after 2 goals on 2 shots, plus he had a bad last 2 games, especially 2 games ago when he let in shots early. I don't completely disagree with taking him out in the first period. We put him to Smith. Smith immediately lets in another goal too. So we're down 3-0 quick. I don't completely disagree with taking Otter out in the first period. But I do disagree with never putting him back in. I think it was good to take him out, let him collect himself, calm his head. But I think once the second period started, Otter should have been back in net. The Smith is a career backup. Um, and I think at least one of the goals that went in after doesn't in the second and third period doesn't go in with Otter in net. Um, so I really didn't like that. He stayed out. Um, yeah. Other than that, I mean, Robertson had himself a good game. He had 2 goals. Rupe Hint's power play goal was good. I mean, yeah, it was a game. Ultimately, we lost. Um, I think we beat ourselves more than they beat us. We took dumb penalties in the whole entire series. We took dumb penalties, and then our penalty kill just wasn't what it's been, and our power play wasn't what it's been. Um, Obviously, they have great players, but so do we. I think that series was winnable, and again, I think we had games that we lost where we were the better team overall. So it's just unfortunate that it fell the way it did. Especially, I was certain we were going to go to at least game 6, but that's the way it happened and the way it went and the way it goes. And the Stars are playing golf. Any thoughts?
Um, no, but I do agree. We probably did beat ourselves, especially in this last game. Whenever the Stars did make a little comeback,
Mm-hmm.
they were like 1 goal away from tying it when it was 4-3.
Yeah.
And then the only reason the Oilers had that 2 goal lead
Mhm.
for 5-3 was because one of our guys kicked in
Yeah,
the
well,
puck.
that ricochet off of Essa Lindell's
Yeah.
skate. Yeah, I mean that's true too. Their fourth and fifth goal, the one that they got to regain the 2 goal lead, were both extremely lucky. Their Connor McDavid goal was off a lucky bounce. It went from opposite side of the ice to the other, off of bounce. And David's the only one that saw it. And then he beats DeSmith in the 1-on-1 because it's McDavid versus a career backup. Again, I don't think DeSmith should have still been in there. Um, but I mean, holy lucky bounce, Batman. You know, like insane. It was like a perfect pass, even though it was a crazy ricochet.
Yeah.
And then obviously that deflection off of Essa Lindell's skate, which happened to a lot to us in this playoff run, is just unfortunate. But that's what happens in hockey sometimes. But yeah, lucky goals. I think the both of them. Even though Connor McDavid obviously did a great job finishing the fourth goal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was lucky he even had that chance. Yeah.
I did want to say too. I do kind of agree, like what you said. Probably a good thing that the coach pulled Otter.
Mm-hmm.
But then yeah, he did should have. I mean, he obviously should have put him back in.
Jake
because
Oettinger, dude.
Yeah, because I mean, especially when you're in an elimination game, if you think it's the right decision to help the team win, you make the decision. You don't wait until the team's like down, at least 4 goals to do it.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good thing that he did it when they were down 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
It was just unfortunate that they got that third goal. But
Yeah.
then, at least in the second period, they should have at least let Otter at least try one more time.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And when the first game too, when the Stars ended up winning 6-3,
Mm-hmm.
I actually saw the highlights for that one, and with all the power plays they scored on, I thought, like, I know I'm not that much of a hockey watcher,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought it was the Stars scored a little too much for the power plays, and they had to find a way to score without a power play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is
a 5-on-5.
Yeah,
Was
like
the
it's a good.
narrative.
They're supposed to score on power plays, but I didn't like how it was almost the whole reason why they won.
Yeah. No, that was the whole narrative of the series was that our 5-on-5 play was worse and we couldn't score on 5-on-5. But again, I think that's not necessarily true. I think our 5-on-5 play, game 3, 4, and 5 was adequate, was even good on occasion, and it's just we couldn't beat Stuart Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a streaky weirdo who either let in every shot or let in no shots, and he's gonna lose to the Panthers. But whatever. I don't know. We'll see how that series goes. But I mean, Stuart Skinner rarely has two good series in a row.
Yeah, and it's also weird too. I think maybe game 2, but especially 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
I for the regular season, I would say that the Stars were the better team toward the end of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't that good toward the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was watching games 2 through 4, I think a little bit of 2,
Mm-hmm.
I thought like the complete opposite.
Sure.
The Stars were doing pretty good at the beginning of the game, and in the end, they were losing it.
Yeah.
And I thought that just sucks.
Yeah, definitely. But even it's our defense was lacking the entire series. I mean, we let in too many shots and too many good opportunities. And again, it's because they have good players, but even then, it was bad defense. And I don't know if it's Miro coming back from injury. I don't know if it's because Miro coming back shook up our defensive synergy. I don't know if it's because we went from 11-7 to 12-6. I don't know what happened, but our defense was lacking pretty much all series. And we just let in too many quality chances, and they capitalized on those because they got good players. So
Sad day for Stars fans.
yes, certainly.
Now the NHL has the finals rematch from last season.
Yep, and it's gonna go the same exact way. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't see how it'll change much.
Also sucks too
We'll
that
see.
it's still pretty cool, but still sucks that this was the Stars' third straight Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But this is definitely the year they should have had their chance at the final.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, but we're still a good team. I mean, we're not losing too many pieces. We extended a lot of our players. We're still a good team, and we're still our championship window is still there. And it's still here, and we have a lot of great young guys. I mean, half the guys on not half, obviously it's exaggeration, but a good handful of our guys are Texas Stars, Dallas Stars, dual players that were playing for us in the playoffs with Bork, Beck, Bishop, all these fools. So we still have good young talent. We still have a lot of talent on our team going forward. So I mean, yeah, our championship window's still open. I'm still optimistic for next year. I'd like a better backup goalie. And like one more quality defenseman. Harley and Hayes can lock it down, but we need like better defensive offensive players.
Like two-way players.
Yeah. Well, no, because
In
our defensive
basketball
players
terms.
can put up points when they want to, but our offensive players need to play some defense. I mean, Hintz and to an extent Johnny, they can play some defense when they need to, but I don't know. We need a little bit more.
I heard that's his name, right? Rupe Hintz.
Mm-hmm.
Came back from like some ankle injury.
Yeah, well, he was slashed. That was BS,
Yeah.
by the way. That was
So you think
crazy.
that could have been? Well, he also scored too, right?
Yeah, he scored
So,
a
like-
power play goal in this.
So
game.
like you think? So that you don't think his ankle was bothering him that much?
I mean, it made him miss a game, but I don't think it was that bad. Made him miss a game and a half ish. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So the Stars enter the off season now.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We'll see what happens this offseason, who we re-sign, who we don't, and who free agents or the draft goes.
And Fabian will be forever replaying this game in his head until the next season starts.
No, honestly, I mean, again, it's not like we played terribly. It was a tough loss. You know, the one that always replays for me is the time we didn't make the conference finals. Is the Calgary loss, Calgary Game 7 loss, where Otter had 30, I want to say 6 saves, and we lost in overtime. Dude, that one hurt me. This one hurts me too, but that one I still think about that one, dude. Every year. But yeah, I'm sorry, not 30, 63 or whatever. Yeah. Definitely a tough loss, but you know, we'll be back. I genuinely believe we'll be back. We're still competitive. We still got a lot of our key pieces for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Stars are good enough to come back to.
Yeah.
Possibly even this time go to the finals.
If only, hopefully. All right. I think that's the Stars. So who moving on to?
We can talk about the Wings for a little bit. The Dallas Wings.
Okay.
Not that
Shoot.
they don't. They haven't had that good of a start for this season.
No, they haven't.
Only 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they still play pretty good, even though majority of the games they're lost.
Right.
But I mean, some of the losses could just be because they get outplayed. They're playing veterans,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Dallas is pretty young. But like May 24th, they were at Atlanta playing the Dream.
Yep.
Nalissa Smith had 13 points. Paige had five rebounds. Assists. And Maddie Segrist, I don't know how to say some of their names,
I'm pretty sure
but she had 9 rebounds. But especially in this Atlanta game, they got outplayed.
Right.
Maddie, I'm not gonna say, I don't know how to say her last name, so I'll just say Maddie. Gave Dallas their last lead at 26-24, with 4:31 left before halftime. And for Atlanta, Gary made 2 foul shots that started Atlanta's 13-4 run,
Mm-hmm.
and that run closed the half with the 37-30 lead.
Sure.
But I mean, also if the Wings want to win games, they gotta shoot better. This game, the Wings starters were 13 for 47,
Mm-hmm.
and overall as a team, they went 30 for 82.
Yeah.
And at toward the end of the game, Dallas went on that 15-2 run.
Mm-hmm.
But they never got close to. They never got that close to make it like a comeback.
Right.
So that was a pretty bad loss, I think. Pretty bad loss, but they were playing veteran players.
Sure.
But on May 27th, the Dallas Wings got their first win against the Connecticut Sun.
Yeah. Who were also winless, I believe.
Yeah.
At least when we
Yes,
played
they were
them.
also winless.
Yeah.
So this was really who can get their first win.
Yeah.
So Dallas got their first win.
Mm-hmm.
Paige had 21 points. also 7 assists. And Maisha Hines Allen had 7 rebounds. Paige started off the game with 7 points, 4 assists for the first quarter.
Sure.
And that's pretty good. That's what I like. That's what I like about Paige. She's like I guess, like, not to really compare WNBA with NBA, but I mean Paige does remind me of a little bit of Luka with how she can find open teammates.
Sure. Her playmaking ability.
Yeah. And sorry, I lost where I was.
You're good.
Okay. Connecticut, thanks to Bria Hartley for the Suns and
Mhm.
Tina Charles. Dallas took over. Sorry, I don't know why I say Connecticut. But Dallas took over behind Paige in the second quarter, and the Wings led 56-42 at halftime.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say her name.
Just say Enrique. That's what everyone calls her.
Yeah, I know. I can say Enrique, but I can't say her last name.
No, I don't know.
But she had a pretty impressive third quarter with 15 points
Mm.
in the third, and she only scored 2 points in the first half. So that's pretty cool to see that one of the players woke up in the third.
Mhm.
And she's actually been having a pretty good stretch of games too, Enrique.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so it's pretty good to see her shine a little bit. She helped the Wings build their lead 88-74, and the Wings eventually won. And something that I thought was pretty interesting was that Paige. It says Paige is remained undefeated at Mohegan Sun Arena, where the Connecticut Sun play their home games. She's 15-0 in the building, in college while playing for UConn. And it was pretty cool because some of her former teammates from UConn were watching that game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool for that to happen and for them to get their first win.
Mhm.
So
Still only win that.
So if Paige, still the only win, but if Paige is playing at the Suns Arena or Connecticut Sun Arena,
Sure.
we might win.
We'll just make that our home stadium.
Yeah, it's Paige's home stadium.
Yeah.
But the game yesterday, May 29th, against Chicago Sky,
Mhm.
I really think the Wings could have won that game.
Sure.
They lost against Chicago 97-92, right? But I think the reason why they lost was because Enrique, even though she's having a good stretch of games, she had her season high 37 points.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
She hit a 3-pointer to give Dallas the lead at 92-91. But she kept shooting threes and went 0 for 3.
Sure.
And Chicago went on that 6-0 run,
Mhm.
which gave them the win.
Right.
Now, I think they could have won the game if they... Well, I didn't really see the plays, but to me, I would have said if they would have slowed down a little bit,
Mhm.
not shoot any threes. And I mean, yes, it's a part of basketball, but I don't like how quickly players are to shoot threes.
Sure.
Maybe let the play develop a little bit, and if you're open, shoot it. If
Mhm.
it's a good look, shoot it. But other than that, just make a layup, and you'll have the possibility to make it and win, and then it'll be 3 points anyway.
Right.
But I think that's the reason why they lost. They definitely could have won. They could be 2-4 right now.
Mhm.
However, though, their next game is against Chicago again, May
Right.
31st. So if they play the same way they played yesterday,
Mhm.
Dallas could possibly beat Chicago. And Chicago, by the way, Chicago played really good too.
Okay.
They play real good basketball for both teams. Also though, the Wings are 7th in the Western Conference.
Sure. Still early in the season though.
Still early, but
Got to pick it up soon.
yeah, I mean, I'd probably give them a pass, mainly because I think the Wings are pretty young.
Yeah.
But I think they'll get the hang of it, especially Paige and Enrique if she continues to do great. Yeah, I think this team has the potential to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hopefully.
not great at first, but I'd say pretty good.
Hope.
Do you want to add anything to the Dallas Wings?
No, I mean I think you had pretty succinct, pretty good coverage. I think I want to point out that Maisha Hines Allen has been doing pretty good also.
Yeah.
I think, and especially getting boards. She had a pretty good week last week. Had a pretty good week this week. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta add.
Yeah, she's been doing pretty good too. I like how I mean, I'd say the only reason why Dallas is the scores are like close are because they have the people to rebound.
Right.
If they didn't have anybody rebound, they'd probably be getting blown out every game.
Sure.
But because of her ability to rebound and what's her name, Maddie, her ability to rebound
too.
too.
You said her last name right.
Huh?
Pretty sure it's Segrist.
Segrist.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. If I said it right, I will say it in the future more often. But yeah, with them rebounding, they have more second chance opportunities to score for offense, and then defense stop the second chance opportunities for the other team.
Right.
So I mean, it's good that we have good rebounders.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a big part of the game.
That's all I have for the Dallas Wings.
Cool. Let's move on to the Renegades.
Okay, the Renegades.
The Renegades. We actually won this week, right?
Yeah, finally. Oops, didn't update the score though. That's my fault. And I'm not even on there. The Renegades. Oh wait. Yeah, they won 33-30.
Nice.
Or wait. Sorry. Sorry, I'm looking for the score because for some reason I don't think I said that or it's right. No, I was completely wrong. Sorry. Sorry to the viewers. They played the Memphis Showboats and they won 30-12. It was last week that they lost 30-33.
Yeah.
That's my fault. But both of the teams played real aggressive. And both teams went scoreless in the first quarter. But as soon as the second quarter started, the Renegades got their first field goal. So 3-0 early in the second quarter. Willie Taylor, the Arlington Renegades defense, showed up this game.
Yeah.
Yep. Willie Taylor made a game-changing strip sack tackle. He strip sacked E.J. Perry, the quarterback for the Showboats, and set up Arlington on the 11-yard line. And Holton Adler, if I'm saying his name correctly, connected with the Renegades tight end Seth Green for a 2-yard touchdown, and that score was Holton's first passing score of the season.
Nice.
Also, I do want to point out this whole season, the Renegades have been having trouble with penalties.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole reason Memphis really had a chance to come back was because of the penalties Arlington was making. So that allowed Memphis to come back. And it went into halftime. I didn't put the score for halftime, but the second half, in the second half, it opened with offensive penalties again from Arlington, and it kind of stopped the Renegades' momentum. And Memphis had put in a new quarterback and made a 37-yard reception to put the Showboats in the Renegades' territory.
Right.
But again, Arlington's defense showed up, and they stopped Memphis from scoring a touchdown. And Memphis settled for a field goal, tying the game 12-12.
Right.
And Luis Perez also been doing pretty good.
Yeah, he has.
Been doing pretty good this season, even though they have a losing record. But he connected with Tyler Vaughns for a wide open 41-yard touchdown, quickly taking the lead to 18-12. And in the fourth quarter, it began with linebacker Donald Payne with a key interception that stopped Memphis from going down the field. Again, Arlington's defense showing up. And then and with the offense on the field, the Renegades extended their lead with Day Hunter starting the drive with 21 and 11 yards rushing, which set up Javonte Payton for a 15-yard rushing touchdown, which brought the lead to 24-12. And Arlington's defense really smothered Memphis and really killed Memphis's chance of coming back. And that was a good sign to see. And with only a few minutes left, Perez connected with Deontay Burnett for a 24-yard touchdown, which brought the score to 30-12.
Yeah.
Sorry, but what I really liked about the game, Luis Perez, like I said, is having a good season. This game he went 20 for 30 for 206 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Renegades defense was the talk of the game. They recorded 5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 1 recovered, and 1 interception, and 6 pass breakups.
Damn.
Yeah, their defense showed up again.
Yeah.
And a stat that I think is pretty cool to mention is that the Renegades have caused 8 fumbles in 9 games. So that's pretty cool to see that the defense has had the ability to stay dominant for a whole game.
Yeah.
Because I think some of the losses, the defense has lost it a little bit, and really made the offense rush to try to get like a game-winning touchdown or field goal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But the next and final game for the Arlington Renegades is June 1st against the San Antonio Brahmas at San Antonio. San Antonio is 1-8.
Yep.
So I expect the Renegades to win and to have a final record of 5-5.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is just a glory match. It's just a.
Yeah, the Renegades have no chance of making the playoffs.
No, yeah, the playoffs are set in both conferences.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be gonna be the Battle Hawks and the Defenders from the XFL conference, and the Stallions and Panthers from the USFL conference. Which again, unfortunate, but I think the Renegades had a decent season, and I think they'll close it out well against San Antonio, like you said.
Yeah.
And I think
Decent season. It just sucks that that I know it wasn't just all on the defense, but I mean the reason Arlington won 4 of their games was because of good defense
Yeah.
on top of good offense.
Mm-hmm.
But for their losses, they've had good offense. Their defense just let in some bad touchdowns, badly timed touchdowns.
Yeah. Not that clutch defense. Yeah, I mean, I think Luis Perez had a pretty great season, and so did our receivers. Our receivers made, there was at least one amazing catch every game, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think our run game was a little inconsistent too, but part of that was because, not in every game, but in some games we were playing from behind, you just pass more. But I think part of the reason we were playing from behind too is because our run game never really got started.
Mm-hmm. Much like how the Dallas Cowboys situation was.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but in the XFL division, the Arlington Renegades are 3rd.
Yeah.
There's no way they can be 4th because San Antonio's 4th and they're 1-8 right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty solid. I mean, pretty solid season. Not great to be 4-5 right now. Kind of expected the Renegades to do a little better, but like I said, probably just because defense just lacked the dominance the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this game should be a good showcase on what the defense really should be. But again, Memphis also didn't have that good of a record, so they're kind of just beating bad teams. But I mean, with the defense playing this well, they should get better by next season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry if there's some background noise. Yeah, I don't think we had a bad team, but I mean with the UFL, I feel like the roster changes a decent amount between seasons because it's a minor league, minor league, but a minor league.
Yeah. I mean, some college undrafted rookies use the UFL to show why they should go to the NFL.
Yeah.
This is also a good league to be scouted for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You heard recently that, or I don't know if anybody else has heard, but Caleb. Oh man. Williams or something. The Chicago Bears quarterback. Said that he would have started in the UFL.
He was considering going to the UFL because he didn't want to play for the Bears.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to say after you playing for the Bears. But yeah.
But I mean, if the for real number 1 pick for the NFL wants to go to the UFL, you know how many people could be watching the UFL to see if he's actually that good?
Yeah.
It'll ultimately help the UFL too, but I mean, I think the UFL's rising in popularity little by little, much like the WNBA, and that's pretty good to see for both sports.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I'm pretty confident the UFL will keep going because, I mean, a lot of NFL teams, the Cowboys have actually been one of the better teams at scouting the UFL and getting good players from it. So,
yeah. And then,
that continues.
I mean, I know it's old news now, but like they said, former Cowboy Taco Charlton, I believe, is going to the or signing with the UFL.
Yeah, that was a bad draft pick. But
but I mean, at least it's a little cool to see
that draft picks are going to the NFL. Yeah,
it's cool to see that they could have like their second chance at a redemption NFL season or something.
Yeah,
or a career.
Yeah. That's football. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on to baseball.
Yeah,
where
tell me
we
about the
continue to be
Rangers.
sad.
Okay, never mind.
Um, the Rangers. I mean, the Rangers continue being the Rangers, being the 2025 Rangers. Um, we had a series against the Chicago White Sox after getting swept by the Yanks, and then after that we had a series against the Blue Jays here at home. And let me tell you about them, huh?
What do you got for us, Fabian?
So again, we got swept by the Yankees, and then stayed on the road to play in Chicago against the Chi Sox. Um, Game one against Chicago, Malley through 5 innings, allowed 3 earned runs and 5 hits, which were the season high. Which can I say? Pretty crazy. Malley's having a great season. Three earned runs, season high is pretty good. 5 hits, season high, pretty good. Our pitching is pretty dang good, ain't it? But whatever. 3 runs and 5 hits through 5 innings. And then the bullpen let in another run. Berger hit a double in the sixth for 1 RBI, being the only run. And on that same play, Young got thrown out at home, so there was a chance we got 2 runs, or whoever comes up gets a hit. But Young unfortunately got thrown out at home. In that same inning is when the White Sox scored their 4th run, so we didn't even really get a chance to be within 2 runs. In that game, we only had 3 hits. So Rangers continue to be the 2025 Rangers. We lost 4-1. Game 2, lighter 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. We actually had a 4-2 lead, and then our defense forgot how to play baseball in the 6th. A couple of errors and not amazing pitching. Let them score 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And yeah, they ended up scoring 10 runs on us total, and we lose 5-10. So, unfortunately, we actually had a lead and ended up blowing it, and that was our 6th loss in a row. But we didn't get swept by the 2025 Chicago White Sox, thankfully. And game 3, we won 5-4. Corbin, 5.1 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. We had 2-run homer from Berger in the 2nd, and then a clutch rally from the same part of the lineup in the top of the 9th, scored 3 runs, dig 2-run lead. And even though Robert Garcia let in 1 run in the bottom of the 9th, we have 2-run lead, so he still gets the save, and we get the win 5-4. Very, very barely escaping a sweep from the Chicago White Sox. 2025 Chicago White Sox almost swept us, but they didn't. And again, our pitching continues to be pretty good. Berger's starting to pick it up. He's having a pretty good run. So being a bright spot on this weak offense. Then we came back home to host Toronto. DeGrom in game 1 against Toronto. DeGrom 5.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and the bullpen did their job. They didn't allow any other runs. But Langford hit his home run in the 4th, was our only run of the day, so we ended up losing 2-1. Only had 3 hits in that game, one of those being Langford's home run. So despite only 2 runs, we lose 2-1. Isn't that familiar? Isn't it starting to get familiar? Losing 2-1, losing 2-0, 1-0, 3-2, 4-2. Seen it too much. It's making me sad, guys. Game 2, Evaldi, 2 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Completely precautionary, they said. That it's nothing serious, no serious injury. There was some tightness, so they took him out. So Evaldi only threw 2 innings, but they were good innings. And then Jacob Latz comes in and does a pretty good job relieving him. 3 innings pitched, no earned runs. And then bullpen does the same. They don't allow a single run. We had 2 runs in the 7th off of Young hit a single RBI single, and then they tried to pick him off when he stole second, and it was a bad throw, and so we got a run off an error. So we won this game 2-0. Only one of those runs being an earned run. And it's pretty crazy how like close it was, despite how good our pitching is. You know, like despite Evaldi going out early, our pitching still did great and still shut them down, so we were able to win this game. But like one earned run, one run off an error. This was still a close game, and it sucks having to be scared every game. That there's a chance that at any point, well, you just need one runner on and one ball hit hard enough. It's not, and you can't get mad at a pitcher for letting in one home run every 6 games. It's gonna happen, and it's just that no matter when it happens, it's a significant deal because we don't score any. Game 3 against the Blue Jays, we lose 0-2. I mean, we lost 0-2. We didn't score a single run. Molly, 6 inning pitch, 0 earned runs. We only had 1 hit the entire game. And the top of the ninth, Webb, which again you can't blame him. This is what I'm talking about. You can't blame him. Jacob Webb let in a 2-run homer from Bro Bichette in the top of the ninth. And again, you can't blame him. Jacob Webb has been playing great. He's been having good games. You can't blame him when he lets in the 1 home run that is going to be a game winner because we scored 0. Even if it was a single run home run, it's game winner. Bottom of the ninth, we don't do anything. But in this game, Seager came back. He's one of our better hitters, even though he's also not doing amazing. So it's good to have Seager back. After this week, we have a record of 27-30. Still third in the AL West. 4 games back from the Mariners. So we're still competitive. We're still hovering around-ish the 500 mark. We're a decent team with what we have. It's just frustrating because what we have is elite pitching, top 3 pitching, both starting, well, like top 1 starting almost, and top 3 bullpen relievers, and literally cellar dweller offense. Again, us in Chicago, we were the matchup of the 2 worst batting averages in the MLB, and we lost that matchup, and it was because of our batting. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I mean, still pretty impressive with all these losses. They're still like 3 games away from winning to break even.
It's because of how great our pitching is. Because we score so little, they only need 1 run to win the game. So our pitching is so good that oftentimes we only need 2 runs to win the game. So
so like with how quick the Rangers get struck out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's eventually the other team's gonna have a good hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do see what you're saying. The hitting for the Rangers has to be good. I think of it like much like football.
Mm-hmm.
Defense and offense needs a rest.
Yeah.
So defense and offense has to do their part to keep the other side well rested.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
it's just.
So I mean, like the batting has to be good, so the pitcher can throw better pitches.
Yeah.
To eventually stop potential home runs.
Absolutely. If it's a pitcher pitches good and it's like you don't want to speed run games.
Yeah.
Obviously, because that means you're going 3 up, 3 down when you go on offense, and you do that, then your pitcher has less rest time, and less time to be like, okay, who's coming up? What pitches do I want to throw him? It's exactly that. In injury news, Kumar Rocker is doing a good job doing rehab. He's pitching well there. There are rumors that he'll come back and be a closer or a reliever, but and I mean honestly, I think he'd be a crazy good closer, but we'll see what ends up happening there. But he's doing good in rehab. Expect him back soon, maybe even this week. He's already had 2 rehab starts, so. I want to read this stat out. Over the last 19 games, the Rangers starters have allowed 3 earned runs or less. I believe only 2 of those games we allowed 3 earned runs. Every other one is 2 earned runs or less. And in that time, the Rangers' record is 9-10. So again, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs is considered a quality start. That starter did a good job. That's a good game pitched. So we've been doing that, and in that time, regardless, we're 9-10, have a losing record in that time. It's just sad. And again, one of the or 2 of those games, also, maybe you can blame the bullpen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I've heard the bullpen hasn't been as good as they've were
Sure, if
probably in the
that
beginning.
means that instead of making us be the reason we lose no games, it's the reason we lose 2 games in the last 20. Our bullpen still hasn't been bad. I mean, we're still haven't. We had 1 game again. I said that game when we let in 10 to the White Sox, you can kind of blame the bullpen, but it was also because of 2 defensive errors,
Yeah.
2 significant defensive errors. So, and again, you can't blame them for letting in a run when we have 0 runs. You can't get mad at the bullpen because they're not perfect. You have to be mad at the offense because they're the literal opposite of perfect. So, I mean, I don't like blaming the bullpen right now. I think our bullpen's doing a pretty great job. But yeah, maybe you can say during that 19 game run that like maybe 2 of the losses you could say were their fault. But other than that, I mean, that still leaves 8 that were completely on the offense.
That's still not that bad for 2 games. 2 games just being their fault. That's not that bad for.
Yeah, exactly. So, our offense just needs to pick it up. It's the same old story, same old thing. Again, Berger's having a good season. Since he came back, Seager is back, and he's one of our better batters. Our lineup is just like, if you saw our lineup before the season started, what our lineup is right now, before the season started, you'd be like, what is Bruce Bochy doing? But he's just trying stuff and see what works, because no matter where he puts these guys, they're not hitting the freaking ball.
Yeah.
Again, Berger's doing good recently. Seager's been one of our better bats, but he's just been decent. Young is doing good. Josh Smith has had a little bit of a fall off. Jonah Heim's okay. He's mediocre, but that's like top 5 on our team to be mediocre right now. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, our guys we called up, Haggerty and Osuna, they're doing good. I mean, Osuna's only had 10 at bats, so I can't say too much yet. But he's doing okay. He's definitely doing good on defense. I like how he's looking on defense, but we'll see. We'll see, I guess. We're running 3 catchers because they're some of our better hitters. So we'll see. Next series is against St. Louis here at home. They have average pitching. Literally, their pitching is rated number 15 in the league. And they have good batting, top 5 batting. So I don't expect us to win the series, but I don't expect us to get swept because, again, our pitching is so good. So I expect to lose the series 1-2. And then at Tampa Bay, we swept them early in the season before they got on their groove, but they have been pretty good, pretty much like the series after we swept them. They've been pretty hot, especially, and they've had a good last couple series. So I honestly expect to lose that series too, especially since it's away, 1-2 as well. So I don't think our record's gonna get closer to 500. I think it's gonna get a little further, unless the offense drinks Mike's magic stuff and learns how to hit a ball. Yeah. Those are my predictions for the Rangers. Sorry, it's not more optimistic.
What do you got for soccer?
What do I got for soccer?
Yeah.
Actually, some pretty interesting stuff. I mean, I'll just cover FC Dallas and the MLS. First, they continue to be mediocre. They're falling further down the table. We lost to Seattle 1-0. So not an incredibly embarrassing loss or anything like that, but it was a loss. They were the better team, and we deserved that loss. And then we tied Cincinnati 3-3. Fortunate to score so many goals and let in just as many, you know. But they're still mid-season, and MLS season lasts a while. Again, we're falling down the table, but we're still not at the bottom. We are 11th in the MLS, so again, pretty much middle of the table. We were 9th, then 10th, now we're 11th. With our ultimate record being a number. Let me see here. Just to get the number out there, we're 4, 5, and 6. 4 wins, 5 ties, 6 losses. So, yeah. We're very mediocre, FC Dallas is. We'll see if anything changes, but as it stands, we're probably going to finish middle of the table where we have been all season. And again, like I said last week, we're not even fighting for the U.S. Cup anymore with that tough loss in penalties. Whatever. But DTFC, this last week we lost 4-1, or not 4. This last week we lost 1-0 to Fort Lauderdale. That's where that came from. An unfortunate loss, and because of that loss, the situation for this week is even harder than it would have been. Our next game is tomorrow. We're currently in 5th place, 1 point behind 3rd and 4th, who is Fort Lauderdale and Spokane, and who play each other. So if we win, we're in. We get 3 points, and whether they tie, Spokane and Fort Lauderdale, whether they tie or one of them wins, if we win, we'll surpass them in points. If we tie and one of them loses, no matter what, we're not making the playoffs because we have a worse head-to-head record against both of them. If we won against Fort Lauderdale, it would be different, but obviously if we won against Fort Lauderdale, we wouldn't be in this situation. Like I said, it was kind of a must-win last week. Not necessarily. This is obviously a must-win. If we win, we're in. No matter what. If we win, we're in. But we're playing against Carolina Ascent, the best team in the league. They tied their last 2 games after, I think, 7-game win streak. But they haven't lost a game, which, again, we need to beat them fully to make the playoffs. They haven't lost a game since March 15th. So
it's going to be a tough game.
It's going to be a tough game. But honestly, it's going to be an exciting game. I'm excited to watch it. We'll see if our girls lock in. But, yeah. I hope we do. I want to make the playoffs. But, yeah, that's soccer. And that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, unless you want to talk about, real quick about potentially who the Mavericks might want to get.
Sure. Shoot me some rumors.
Okay, well, the rumors are the 3 guards that the Mavericks want or are looking into are Chris Paul, Jrue Holiday, and Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Now, I have my opinion for all 3 of them. What are yours? Or do you want me to say mine first?
I don't know. I think... I mean, obviously we need a point guard. I just feel like Chris Paul and Jrue Holiday both be too expensive to have on the team. I think Jrue Holiday... I think they both be good ads. I think they're both good players. But, like, realistically speaking... I don't see it where the money comes from to sign unless they sign toward a team friendly deal, but that's not gonna happen with Nico Harrison in front office. Like just because 100% it's not a player friendly environment anymore because of what happened with Luka.
Yeah.
So
and the rumors are
I think Jrue Holiday would be an amazing add. I think he'd fit in best out of any of the people. But yeah, I don't really see it happening.
Yeah, the rumors are, uh, because Gafford's asking for starting center money.
Mm-hmm.
The rumors are trade Gafford and potentially get one of these guards.
Right.
I'll say what I think for all three of them, and then say who I think the best fit is.
Okay.
Because I mean, Chris Paul. First of all, I thought he announced that he was gonna retire after this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, why are they even looking into Chris Paul if he said he's gonna retire?
Right.
But now it's saying that he just either doesn't want to be a Spur, or the Spurs are gonna part from Chris Paul. Jrue Holiday. People are looking at him because he has the 2 rings with Milwaukee and the Celtics,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean he's a great defensive player. But people make the point that he is, for his age, a little overpaid.
Yeah.
And I mean his defense has significantly, not drastically, fallen off, but
Is less.
yeah, is less.
Yeah.
And Lonzo Ball, even though he's younger, I think that'd be a bad trade because I mean he was out for like what, two seasons,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a season and a half, because of his knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Kyrie just went out with a knee injury, or if I believe, yeah, knee injury. And then if they get Lonzo Ball, I think Lonzo Ball is gonna be like Anthony Davis potentially, just hurt.
Sure.
Just hurt majority of the games. But like I said, I'm gonna be surprised if Anthony Davis plays 50 games.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for Chris Paul, if they were to get Chris Paul, the only reason why I see them getting Chris Paul is because he's a veteran.
And he doesn't want to move that far.
Yeah, I mean these guys are all veterans, but I mean Chris Paul I think has been in the league longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the second reason is he's a good teacher or mentor.
Sure.
So like if they draft Cooper Flag,
Mm.
he can probably pass on some point guard wisdom to Cooper Flag if the Mavericks decide to make Cooper Flag a point guard.
Right.
But I
can
mean
see
I don't
that.
think Chris Paul's mid range is pretty good, but I mean his 3-point I don't think is that amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's where the Mavericks were struggling all season and like last season too for their final run.
Yeah.
So that's why I also see people saying Lonzo Ball should be good because he's good at threes, but with that knee injury, I don't think he'll be quick enough on defense, especially when defenders blow past you.
Yeah.
And Jrue Holiday, he's a good point guard. But like I said, his defense has fallen off a little bit. But I do like his intensity that he plays with. But
So-
overall, like as a good fit, I say, if anything, they should get Jrue Holiday.
Yeah.
And if they can't get Jrue Holiday, I guess Chris Paul would be a pretty good second option.
Yeah. I agree. I do think Lonzo Ball would be the weirdest choice. And, Chris Paul sort of being a mentorship role would be cool. Makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, sorry, I don't know if you're gonna say anything else, but
No, you're good.
if they said if they get Jrue Holiday, and Jrue and Anthony Davis would reunite
Mm-hmm.
from when they both played on the Pelicans.
Mhm.
So I guess that would be like a pretty cool thing. And they might, yeah, cool, cool storyline. Nico loves storylines.
Yeah.
I did see another trade earlier
Mm-hmm.
that they said if they do trade Gafford, it'll be to the Lakers,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of
Yeah.
talk about that.
and the Mavericks could possibly get Austin Reeves.
Do you think that'd be a good pickup?
I mean, offensively, maybe. But I mean, I didn't really watch Austin Reeves like that
Sure.
because I'm a Mavericks fan.
Sure.
But I don't know about his 3-point shot, and again, that's what the Mavericks need. And I don't remember him having good defense.
Right.
So I mean, really, if the Mavericks can't get a good like 3-point shooter, I would rather them get a good defensive player.
Makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Those were the rumors. Those are the rumors. Pretty exciting stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I guess since we're talking about the Mavericks, do you know when the draft is?
No, I don't.
It has to be probably.
I think it's. I have no idea.
Oh, right here says the NBA draft is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025.
25th. So, we'll see when that happens. I hope we all know who's being drafted.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that's all good and done and set in stone. But yeah. That's the podcast?
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I don't
That's
think-
the podcast, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully we gave you guys something to think about. If you liked it, like, share, and subscribe, all that jazz. Follow our Instagram in the description. We haven't posted too much there yet. Hopefully we'll post more. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like it. And we'll see you next week. Fridays
in the
after
afternoon.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're getting pretty good at consistently doing it at 2:30 on the dot. So hopefully then. Bless you.
If you made it this far, comment stars are gone.
Yeah. Bye.